How does your room or house look right now? Is it clutter-free or could it use a little tidying up? Today, we're going to talk about decluttering, a simple yet transformative activity. When we declutter, we're not just tidying up our spaces, we're also decluttering our minds. It's about creating room for what matters, enhancing our well-being, and making our spaces more enjoyable and functional. So, are you ready to take the plunge? Let's dive into our top 10 tips to transform your cluttered spaces into serene havens. Starting with our first tip, tackle one room at a time. This approach lets you concentrate your efforts and see tangible results more quickly. It's like solving a jigsaw puzzle. You wouldn't scatter all the pieces across your entire house, would you? Instead, you'd focus on one section at a time. The same principle applies to decluttering. Seeing a clear, clutter-free room can boost your motivation, pushing you to continue the process in other rooms. Remember, decluttering isn't a race. Take your time to do it right. Moving on to tip number 2, use the 4-box method. Picture 4 boxes in front of you. Label the first box trash, the second box donate, the third keep, and the fourth relocate. As you sift through your items, place each one in the box that best fits its fate. This method not only helps to categorize items but also streamlines the decluttering process, making it more manageable. With the 4-box method, decluttering becomes a more systematic and less daunting task. Tip number 3 is an easy one to remember, the 12-month rule. The premise is simple. If you haven't used an item in the past year, it's probably safe to get rid of it. This rule shines when tackling areas like your wardrobe, kitchen, or the garage, where items tend to pile up. We often hold on to things out of habit or sentiment, but if something hasn't been touched in a year, it's time to reconsider its place in your home. If you haven't used it in a year, you probably don't need it. Our 4th tip, make use of vertical space. When decluttering, it's easy to forget that walls aren't just for decoration. They're potential storage spaces. Wall shelves, for instance, can hold books, decor, and small items. Tall storage units, on the other hand, are perfect for larger belongings. And don't overlook hooks. They're great for hanging scarves, bags, or even pots and pans in the kitchen. So start thinking upward. Going vertical can really help to clear your floors and make your room feel more spacious. Tip number 5 is often overlooked. Don't forget about digital clutter. Often our digital spaces mirror our physical ones. An overflowing email inbox or cluttered computer desktop can also contribute to stress and hinder productivity. Just as you would with physical items, it's important to regularly clean up, organize, and purge unnecessary files. Delete those emails you've been meaning to for ages, clear out old documents, and organize your files into neat folders. Remember, decluttering is not just about the physical space, it's also about the digital one. Our 6th tip, regular maintenance. This isn't a one-and-done deal, folks. To keep your space free of clutter, make a habit of regular decluttering sessions. It's just like brushing your teeth or doing the laundry. Set aside a little time each week or even each day to declutter. This consistent upkeep prevents clutter from creeping back in and taking over. So treat it as a necessary part of your routine, not a chore. Regular maintenance is the key to a consistently clutter-free space. Tip number 7, donate or sell unwanted items. Let's talk about how beneficial it could be to let go of items you no longer need. This process not only clears space in your home, but also offers 2 fantastic options. 1, you can sell these items for a little extra cash, giving your wallet a nice boost. Or 2, donate them to someone who could truly benefit from it. It's a win-win situation. Remember, one person's clutter could be another person's treasure. Our 8th tip, use storage solutions. Storage solutions are your best friend when it comes to decluttering. Think bins, boxes, or baskets. They're not just containers, they're tools to organize your belongings and keep them out of sight. By grouping similar items together in these storage solutions, you can significantly reduce visual clutter. Imagine a home where everything has a place and everything is in its place. It's not a dream, it's achievable. With the right storage solutions, every item will have its own place. Tip number 9, don't hesitate to enlist help. Decluttering can sometimes feel like a daunting task, especially when tackling larger spaces or accumulated possessions, but it doesn't have to be a one-person job. Enlist the help of family members or friends. Not only can they lend a hand, they can also turn the process into a more enjoyable experience. Sharing the task can make it feel less overwhelming and more like a team effort. Remember, decluttering doesn't have to be a solitary task. And finally, our 10th tip: make decluttering a habit. Just as brushing your teeth is part of your daily routine, decluttering should be too. It isn't about performing a one-off deep clean, but rather integrating a little tidying into your everyday life. Think of it as daily maintenance, a little bit every day rather than a big task once a year. This way you're constantly keeping your spaces in check, preventing clutter from building up. By making decluttering a habit, you can ensure your spaces stay tidy and welcoming. So, those were our top 10 decluttering tips. We began by emphasizing the importance of tackling one room at a time to avoid overwhelming ourselves. We then introduced the 4-box method as an effective strategy to sort items. Next, we discussed the 12-month rule, which encourages us to let go of items we haven't used in the past year. We also talked about making the most of vertical space and not forgetting to declutter our digital spaces. Regular maintenance was highlighted as crucial to prevent clutter from piling up again. We suggested donating or selling unwanted items and utilizing storage solutions to keep things organized. Enlisting help from friends or professionals was another tip, followed by the most important one: making decluttering a habit. The benefits of decluttering go beyond a tidy home. It can help reduce stress, improve focus and productivity, and even save time and money. Remember, a clutter-free space is not just about aesthetics, it's about creating a space where you can relax, focus, and truly enjoy your time. Happy decluttering!